Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks Part 2. Yesterday I made a video on this, and then somebody asked how I drew that. Well, he left this up here. So I'm going to go by that, and I can kind of see it in there. And this is the way I would do it. If I look, you need to take a polygon, and let's go ahead and rotate it to 30 degrees over if you have that flat side. And we're going to make this thing 1 inch big. Okay, I had my ratio unlocked. We're going to make it 1 inch big. To make this work, they've got to be evenly spaced out. So I'm going to Control D and make the next one 2 inches, and then Control D, and the next one was 3. Now, if you just follow these lines, and there's a couple of trains of thought on how to do this. Let me bring this in a little closer. Well, I got pretty close to the exact size. Oh, I lost a line. Let me group that together. So anyway, let's take this and just draw these lines. And to make the lines perfectly, there's 2 trains of thought, but I like doing this right here and getting on that node, and then take your pick tool and just elongate that line. And that way you know it's in the right spot. That's not so easy on a short line, but if you do it this way and elongate that line, and there's the key, I've already kind of played around with it. Those 2 lines need to cross. Now we need another line off this line. So we're just going to take a 2-point line, and I'm going from node to node, then backing off the pick tool, and I'm going to go back. Then I need 2 more. Whoop. Grab the 2-point line. I need to click off that 2-point line and go from there to there. And then 1 more line from here to here. So we need to delete this line, get the virtual segment delete key, and delete that line. So you can kind of see the square box. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Don't need it anymore. And I'm going to smart fill. Doesn't matter what color. I'm going to use a light blue. I'm going to fill that in, nudge it over. Whoop, got my nudge set way too far. This thing is only 3 inches, so let's set it on 5. And let's nudge that over. Take your smart fill tool, nudge that over and that over. That's your main components. Now, we're going to take this one and hold shift, and I'm going to left click, no fill, and fill with an outline. Now, these are separate objects. So I'm going to go to Effects and Contour. I'm going to contour twice, 0.04. I'm going to click this one, contour 0.04. Now I would select it all and go to Arrange and break the 5 items apart. Now I actually need to kind of bring this picture. So all we're really drawing is this one section. So what we're going to do now, and you can make it any color you want, because these are broken apart, and this one is kind of like offset, and I'm kind of glad I practiced this. Now, a lot of times your contour will still be grouped together. So go up to Object and Group and ungroup it. Then we need to take that red line, and the color doesn't really matter. We need to click on it and put it right there. Grab this, go up to Arrange, Group, and Ungroup, and we're going to put it, I believe we're going to put it right to there. So it's almost looks like it's real, that you can't see down in there. So we're going to take that red line and put it right to there. So it kind of looks like a box with an indentation. Now let's see. Don't really know if we need the lines. Probably don't need the line, so I'm not going to draw the line. So I'm going to make, so that's black. And this way you don't have, if you put lines in, you don't have to do anything. Let's take black and put it there and there. See how it kind of goes around the corner? Now, we're going to make, let's make the outside kind of a dark blue, see what happens. Then we're going to make the inside the same color as the top. See how it kind of makes it look like it's going in there? Now, Control G to group it, Control D to duplicate it, and then move your rotation of that node. And we're going to rotate it 120 degrees. Control D. Now, when we add lines, I'm going to right click and outline. It makes it look a lot better, but we need to change the colors, and you can make them any color you want. He did a light blue and a green and a light green. Yeah, let's just do that. Show you something. So let's just take everything, go up to Object, Group, and ungroup it. And let's take this one and we'll make it a green. But then we'll take this one, Shift select this one, and let's weld them together. That way they become one piece. Then what I'm going to do is make it green, but I'm going to hold down the Control key and I'm going to add a little yellow to make it a little bit less green. That looks pretty good. And then just do the rest. Let's do this in red. Let's do, we'll go in Smart Fill red. But let's take those two colors. We've already got one selected. Hold down the Shift and let's weld them. By welding, it doesn't really weld them together, but it allows you to make the colors at the same time. I'm going to hold down the Control key. I'm going to add a little yellow to this. See how it makes it look orange? What color? So he just used that blue, but he used a little bit different blue on this. Hold down the Shift and add a little darker blue. Same kind of thing. That's pretty cool. And then if you didn't watch part one, we'll go ahead and group that together. Draw a rectangle, fill it in, move it down, fill it in, move it over, make it a light gray. Go ahead and go to Range, Order, back a page, and let's move it over. And then it's still selected, so you can grab it and move it down a little bit. And then go up to Effects, Blur, Gaussian Blur. That's probably too strong. You can move this out of the way. That looks pretty good. Get rid of our rectangle. And there you have, well, it's still a good shadow. It's just too strong, maybe. Let's go with the Gaussian Blur, and we can go backwards. See, now you can kind of see the shape of the object. And then you could play around with that shadow and do whatever you want, have it however far off you want it to be. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody, and thank you for watching.